All right, welcome back, traders, for your weekly candle close here. Your host, Mr. Know-It-All. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Obviously, this market was kind of sideways here this weekend, and probably here for the last couple weeks. It's been, downside price action, and it's always nice to see a nice little Sunday rally, right? So what's going on with Bitcoin, right? Everybody wants to know. Well, we still have not broken this major trend line, so that's a good thing. Okay, and the weekly, if we close like this, we're going to close a weekly hammer candle, which is very strong. All right, these are indicative of moves to make continuations to the upside. All right. And I do have a static video for you guys coming up this week about Ethereum, and make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to be posting some content here this week about our price predictions on some of these assets. And I was also looking at this earlier, and it looks a lot. This particular structure that we've been making, all right, looks very similar to this structure here, just obviously on a larger time scale, right? So this fractal kind of looks like what we're doing right now, right here, just on a smaller time scale, right? So we have this major move down, this major move down, followed by 1, 2, 3, even 4 weekly candles. So 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4th weekly candle. We'll see how that goes. But that ushered in a move from here to the previous high we just made, another 5x, essentially. So if we do something similar, yeah, cautiously optimistic, exactly. But this candle is very strong, right? This candle right here is super strong. When you make a hammer candle like this here on a weekly, we have an hour left to close. So unless we get some strong rejection right now, this is going to close like this, guys. So that's a really nice candle to see. All right, we want to see stuff like this. We broke this resistance line right here that I had drawn out here on the daily time scale. We were talking about this spinning bottom here as the bottom. I remember calling this out as the potential. I didn't say this was the stone bottom. How could you really know where the bottom is going to be? But we know when we get spinning bottom candles like this that we get impulses up. We got this downslope consolidation. We never broke below this bullish engulfing candle. That's super important. And that's how we are ushering in this move here today. And I suspect we will kind of just grind all the way back up here this week. All right. Now, the key level to really watch here, guys, is this $42,000 to $44,000 level. As we know, if we do not break back above that level, okay, now this is the bearish case scenario. All right. I'm going to give it to you guys just so you guys have an understanding, you guys and girls, all right? Have an understanding that this is still a possibility that it can still happen, that we don't get closures above this area here, and that's this $42,300 area here on the weekly time scale. All right, if we do not break above this level and make candle closures above it, we will confirm a head and shoulders pattern. All right, if you guys don't know what a head and shoulders pattern is, you can definitely head on to the patternsite.com. It's called a head and shoulders top pattern, okay? And it looks something like this, right? And it would be pretty much exactly looking like this. Lots of traders are looking at this. We're also looking at this. This is not something to be ruled out if we get back up here. Now, this is something we've been talking about. If we do form this structure and we do not make a candle closure above it, I repeat, if we do not make a candle closure above it, we will confirm this right shoulder and we will come back down to test these lows, okay? That would be extremely ugly, but that's what this pattern would tell us. And then we'd be looking at, on the weekly chart, we'd be looking at the 200 weekly moving average as the potential bottom. Yes, that would decimate this market, absolutely decimate it, all right? We would then break this upsloping trend line. In my opinion, once we do that, the bull market would be over if we went through this scenario. All right. That's the bearish case scenario, guys. Okay? And the reason why I'm giving the bearish case scenario is because we need to always be on our feet here as traders. We cannot just be one-sided, okay? Everything here that's transpiring on this chart is real, and we need to be aware of both scenarios. Obviously, the bullish case scenario is we break back above 42K and we do something like this where we get a candle closure up here, and then we come back down and regard this area as a support. All right, that's what we want to see. We want to see this area become support, right? And we use this support to catalyze our next move to break all-time highs, and we just do kind of the same thing. We might even come all the way back down to this trend line again before we make our next run, and we just kind of use this trend line all the way up. All right, and that's perfectly fine. Deacon, it would. Okay, and I personally do not believe that that's going to happen. I am just giving the scenario, okay? I'm just giving the scenario, all right? I believe that we are still in this bull market, given the fundamentals of the dollar and the DXY and the amount of money that they just printed will literally leave us in a bull market for 10 to 20 years, okay? There is, in my opinion, not a chance. I mean, there is a chance, but it's very unlikely that we will see this head and shoulders pattern play out, okay? But we need to pay attention. We need to be aware of it, all right? Now, I want to show you guys something else here. On the 6-month chart, not a lot of people chart Bitcoin on a 6-month chart here. I want to show you guys something interesting that I've been looking at. It's also going to give you guys a real idea about the scenario being bearish or bullish. And it really all comes down to the candle close that we get here in July. All right, in the 6-month candle, we close in 17 days, which would be July 1st. Okay, if you guys see on July 1st that we're closing a candle below $30,000, we are going to make a 6-month gravestone doji candle, which is extremely, extremely bearish. Okay, I do not believe we're going to see this, but I want to tell you guys that if we do get a candle close by July 1st and you see that Bitcoin is below 30,000 US dollars, we are going to close what's called a gravestone doji candle, which is a bearish reversal candle. And we will see Bitcoin come back down to that $13.8 to $14,000 level, which is this level right here, which is confluent with the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart. Okay. What was the time for the head and shoulders? I don't know. I can't tell you exactly when we're going to go and test 42K, but that's the area, this 1414 fib extension right here, guys, this area right here, this is the area we need to get back above, okay, within the next 2 weeks, right? As long as we stay above, I will say, as long as we stay above 30K, we're not going to paint a gravestone doji. We could close just like this, and this is fine, okay? This isn't a bearish candle. It's not like, you know, crazy bullish, but it's not a reversal candle, okay? We do not want to paint a 6-month bearish reversal candle at the top of this pattern. We do not want to paint that, okay? So, you're just joining, the weekly candle right now is closing bullish, right? We're getting a weekly hammer candle telling us here for the next couple of weeks we might see continuation up, which kind of is in line with us testing this 1414 fib extension, and is also in line with what the weekly stochastics are looking like. And actually, the weekly stochastics look really, really good. We are just getting a cross up here. Last time we got a cross up here was back in October of 2019, and then another cross up here in December of 19. That was signaling I want to say a bottom. Okay. Okay, this was back here at 7,300. We got to move up to 10,000. Okay. But in terms of where we're at on the price, it's completely different, right, in terms of the cycle. Because here we ended up making a lower high on the RSI. We're already in bearish territory. We're coming back. We're actually coming back here. We're coming back from bearish territory into bullish territory. All right. We haven't crossed bullish back yet on here on the weekly chart. Once we get back above 50, we're in bullish territory. So we're actually at a bottom, right, or a said bottom here in this cycle, in my opinion, showing this weekly candle that's a hammer candle. Okay, those are typically extremely bullish candles, all right? And so this is the bullish scenario, right? We're at the bottom. We're at a potential bottom. Stokes are crossing up. We're going to close this candle in about 50 minutes as a bullish hammer candle. And we're most likely going to go test this 144 fib extension here at 43,000 US dollars, which is confluent with the weekly 21 EMA, which is what we need to get back above to stay in a bull market, okay? But this is the area really to watch, guys. We're going to touch it. We're going to touch it probably sometime this week or next week, okay? Or actually, I would say next week, right? This candle's closing here in an hour, right? Any questions or comments about the analysis made here, please post them in the description or in the comment section here on the chat. I want to make sure every one of you guys understands the bearish and the bullish scenarios being spoke about here, okay? Thing is, we can't reject 42K. So we can reject 42K, all right? We can reject it, but what we want to see if we do reject it, we want to see the area that we're at right now, this area here. If we do reject 42K next week, we come up, we want to see this area regarded as support, okay? The whole point here is by July 1st, we're really paying attention to the 6-month chart. Okay, the 6-month chart is going to tell us what's going to happen within the next 6 months, which is what we really care about, right? It's June. We know if this lines up, properly, at the end of the cycle, or for this particular cycle, will be at towards the end of this year, or October, November, December, somewhere in that range. Okay, which is 4 months, right? 4 months. We should wait to see close above 40K before opening longs. That is entirely up to you. Okay, that is entirely up to you. You could actually trade this up until you get to 42K or 43K and make a decision there, right? You could scalp this up to that area. We know we're probably going to go and test it, okay? We're going to go test it. I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm just looking at a chart, guys. If I could predict the 100% future, I'm not sure that I'd be sitting here talking to you guys about charts. Come on. All right, so we have 31 people on tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you guys smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel, and make sure you guys tick the little bell, all right? What do I think of TXL coin? TXL coin, we can take a look at it. I would assume, well, I'm not going to assume anything, actually. I want to show you guys something interesting, okay? Something interesting. What about rejection on 40K now? I'm not too concerned about this right now. Let's top after BTC tops in the fall, similar to 2017. Steve, I'm inclined to say yes to that. It's probably going to rhyme or repeat itself, right, from what we've done in the past, right? I want to show you guys something interesting that I've been looking at here on Bitcoin dominance, all right? So currently, Bitcoin dominance has been going up, right? A falling wedge. You guys are very familiar, if you're part of the alert service, what a falling wedge is. Okay, and the falling wedge right here that we're doing right now is telling us we're going to see higher Bitcoin dominance. So what does that mean? That means Bitcoin's going to outperform the altcoins. That doesn't mean that the altcoins versus the dollar pairs don't rally. It's not what that means. What it means is that the Bitcoin pairs on altcoins are going to suffer. You're not going to gain more Satoshis trading the BTC pairs, so I would stay away from those. Okay? All right, so we have the falling wedge. And I'm projecting this to go up to close to 50% here in the next coming weeks, as hopefully Bitcoin recovers. All right. Let's go to what happened in 2017. All right. Now this is something interesting that I want you guys to look at. All right. Same type of structure, right? The falling wedge, and really around the same time period, right? We're looking at June here, mid-June. All right, we got this. I mean, it might be off by a couple days, and that's fine. So what did we do? We broke out of this wedge, and about 2 to 3 weeks later, we went to the top of the wedge. We rejected it. We did the whole measured move of this wedge structure. We rejected it and then gapped down. This is when altcoins went nuts, right? So I'm projecting the same type of thing mid-July. What do you know? What kind of news do we have for Ethereum in mid-July? EIP 1559 for Ethereum network. Is that right? So that to me is big. Is going to be big bullish news to send Ethereum to higher prices. So we'll keep you guys updated on this, but this is what I'm thinking right now. This is what's transpiring on the chart. It looks very similar, the structure here, okay? Yes, we're going to look at DXY. So the DXY last week put a bullish engulfing candle in. All right, so yes, there is cause for concern here. We can see that we've made maybe a double bottom here on the weekly chart. All right. Angel, I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Okay. So the DXY here does seem a little alarming, right? We got a cross up here on the weekly, and this could spell trouble for the markets, right? This could spell trouble for the markets. And but we are still technically in a downtrend. We're below the weekly 21. We're below the 200-day moving average. And obviously we are below. We got a death cross here back in January. We got a death cross here in January on the DXY. All right. Now we also got a death cross here in March of 2018. But this is when the dollar actually bottomed and made a rally. This is when Bitcoin topped out and we went into a crypto bear market. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh my God, are we going to go into another bear market? Well, it really all depends on what Bitcoin does at that $42,000 to $43,000 level. We showed you guys on the chart that if we reject that area and we make that head and shoulders pattern, that could spell lots of trouble for Bitcoin and the crypto markets, and really all markets, not just the crypto market, okay? So this is something you really need to pay attention to. Everyone needs to pay attention to this. I want to also look at the monthly chart because this is also very, very important. And the monthly 200 days are on 86.95. And if you notice, we used the monthly chart here. We could see this was when the dollar bottomed out and got this bounce to a lower high. So I still think that we're going to come down here at least to 86.95, which would actually put the dollar in a major breakdown. Okay, now this is obviously the bullish case scenario for the markets to come down here, but it seems to be that it respects the 200-day on the monthly. Okay, because the cycle chart's still looking good to me. Yeah, the cycle chart hasn't really changed much, right? Probably changed today a bit, right? Yeah, the cycle chart is saying we go up from here. Pretty much. Still calling around this July area here as another basically top. Calling $400,000 top. I'm not gonna say yay or nay to that. That seems a little ridiculous. I'm still thinking around 2 to 250 by the end of this year. That's the bullish case scenario. The bearish case scenario is we bottom out at 14K. If this is the market cycle top. All right, you guys are free to ask me about different tickers you guys want to look at, even though we know that the altcoins may not be performing as well as Bitcoin right now, okay? And if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you guys smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and tick the little bell, all right? We do appreciate that. We appreciate all you guys hanging out here on the stream tonight. I wish we had some more people, man. I mean, you'd think that on a day like today we'd get some more viewership, but hey, not complaining. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I really do appreciate all you guys coming out. Why is it that when the DXY bottomed again, it didn't send BTC price back to 60K? What do you mean, here in January? There's somebody that requested Matic. I'm just gonna look at it real quick before the floodgates come in. All right, so we're right on the supply line here, right? Looks like you're starting to cross up here on the daily time scale for Matic. Okay, this could be, if Bitcoin reverses here, this could be the bottom for Matic, okay? We're also looking at a USD chart. Oh yeah, TXL, sorry, Son, we'll look at it here in a second. All right, so this, does this look like a cipher pattern? Maybe? Maybe a cipher on this. Close. Not quite. Not quite a cipher pattern, but definitely looks like a downsloping channel, okay? Or you could see this as a triangle as well. Technically a higher low than this low. Matic looking at it. If we break to the upside, we're looking at a 247% measured move. It's really that simple. That's what we're looking at. If we break down, we're looking at 240%, 247% down. Right? I'm gonna give you guys both sides here. I mean, I don't understand why this does this. So we're basically looking right around this area, 32 cents if we break down, okay? Jason, yes, I am. Is that a problem? Okay, XRP, Adam. Jason, we just spoke about Bitcoin for at least the first 15 minutes of the stream, right? And we will talk about it here in a second after we cover some more of you guys' tickers here. This for sure looks like a cipher. We'll see if it ends up playing out. Starting to show that RSI divergence here on the daily. Right, with the lower low on price. And a higher low on the RSI. Alright, you haven't made a death cross just yet. Okay. So you're looking at this area here. up to this $14, $15 area to get back above these moving averages. That's pretty critical. But if you can do that and you can break out of here and then back test this area as a support, all right, then we can get back above the 50 and you can kind of trek your way, you know, grind your way out of here as the months go on. Okay, it takes some time to grind out of this, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. All right, so that's Adam. Angel, thank you so much. Really do appreciate the kind words. Would I say that Adam or ADA has seemed pretty stable compared to other altcoins? Yeah, I would say it's been performing pretty well during this correction. Absolutely. Obviously, it's a really high market cap coin now, right? So there's more money in it. It's going to be less volatile. It's not going to be as volatile as those tokens that are smaller market cap now. All right, so XRP. We're still on the trajectory here, right? You can see the parabolic growth happening here for XRP. And this just looks like a nice little triangle setup. Let's see how this breaks. You're kind of sandwiched between the 200-day moving average and the 21 exponential moving average right now. Okay. Looks kind of like a mini wedge, right? And we could see, if we do break out to the upside, a 50% move. So right back up to $1.50. Again, you got to get back above these moving averages, right? This is going to be your problem area right here. Once you do break back above it, you're going to get up to this 120 area. You might reject this. If you do get above this, you're going to reject this initially, probably come back down, maybe consolidate here for a bit before trying to break out, okay? And then you might make some sort of cup with handle pattern. Guys, this is all if Bitcoin ends up breaking above 42K, okay? Giving you guys bullish scenarios here. You guys already know and understand the bearish scenario. If the bearish scenario plays out, we can break down, okay? We can break down 50%, okay? Just giving you guys both sides of the story here, okay? But I'm gonna say the daily looks good. Daily chart looks good. You're getting a cross up here on the MACD. You're starting to build. Reps, I'll take a look at it, man. Sure. We're starting to build this positive momentum, okay? And you can see down here on the MACD candles, you're still holding above this green moving average, which would suggest that we do see some movement up. And the directional movement index is also starting to cross up. And so lots of indicators here telling us we could see a movement to the upside, right? All right. TXL coin. This is it. So this is a newer asset, guys, on this one. We did a roughly 50% retrace. Let me do a little bit more. Not really too much to go with here, but maybe some sort of falling structure on this. You could see this maybe come back up to, 23 cents and start to make a recovery. And then maybe after we do that move, maybe come back down and make a higher low and then break out of this. And then maybe consolidate before trying to, make higher highs. Something along those lines. I don't know exactly what it's going to do. There's not really that much price data here, but I will say the daily, you can see the divergence on the daily, on the RSI, right? So you have a low and a lower low. You have a low and a higher low on the RSI with a low and a lower low on price. Okay? So there is a divergence there, a price divergence, in line with the oscillator. Okay. Let's see. File, theta, and band. So we didn't get the whole move on this, but you can extend this pattern out now. And we have our horizontal resistance here. Okay. So you either see this as a pennant or a triangle. You can also see it as maybe a rectangle, right? A rectangle bottom, maybe. You know what? This does look like a rectangle bottom. Let's go check with Bolkowski and see what he says about that. So rectangle bottoms, right? Rectangle bottoms. A partial decline correctly predicts an upward breakout 77% of the time. So we got this partial decline right here, right? We went to the top of the rectangle, got this decline, and now we should see potentially the break to the upside on this. Okay. 77% of the time it breaks to the upside. So from the top to the bottom of the range on this is what we're looking at on the rectangle. We're looking at about a 50% measured move from this break. Okay, this would put Filecoin right back up at $140. All right. Caleb, what's up, man? Baby face, nice, thank you, appreciate that. All right, so this is Filecoin. Now, this, we're gonna see if this plays out or not. It does look like it might. You can see the volume coming in here on the 4 hour, right? And you see the volume coming in on all these break moves up here. Well, we got a lot of volume down here, which is actually more volume than this move here. So interesting, right? Towards the bottom of the rectangle. Now, for this to actually break, we need to get back above these levels, 85 being the 200 on the 4 hour. And on the daily chart, we're looking at the daily 21, which happens to be confluent with the 4 hour, which is the $80 price target. Okay? So if this makes sense, make sure you guys smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel, and tick the little bell. All right, we have Theta Coin and Band to look at. Kind of doing what I had projected, interestingly enough. Cup with handle type of structure here in this downsloping, right-angled, descending, broadening wedge pattern. So we're still targeting the top, which is 14 bucks. Got a nice bullish engulfing candle here. You got to get back above the 50-day moving average for this to really play out nicely. But this looks really nice. Okay. Band was in some sort of falling wedge, I believe, the other day. I was looking at it. Caleb, I think that the U.S. dollar pairs are gonna move with Bitcoin. Yes. No worries, man. You can always click back on the stream. I went through bearish and bullish scenarios for Bitcoin, we're gonna have to really see what ends up happening at that $42,000 to $44,000 level. All right. Okay. So Band is actually a really interesting structure, and the reason why I say that is, if you guys look at this carefully, you can see the bottom demand line here, okay? And it's still holding within this structure. So a like massive, maybe massive flag, right? All right. It definitely made a big correction. You know, we've seen lots of these coins lose like 70% of their value on this move down. And we're actually impending a dev cross, okay? We're gonna have to see how this plays out, but it's implying a move back up right here. You can see it. You can see we're going into the squeeze on the directional movement index, and you can see we're starting to try to make a move back up here. All right, you can see the squeeze. So we break the squeeze to the upside. We're talking about major moves back up. It's probably in line with a lot of these other altcoins, about 50%. That's what we're looking at, and it would probably bring us close back to this like $11.50 to $12 area. Luna, yeah, we can see. We'll take a look at Luna. And Nano, we'll look at Nano now. And ETH and Nano, okay. Wait, I actually want to cover these stocks real quick so I don't forget them. G1. Is that G1 Therapeutics reps? I assume that that's what this is. Not really liking this that much. You could maybe see some more downside on this, down to maybe the $20 area. All right. PSFE. Look at this. PaySafe. Okay, I think I've obviously heard of this company. Not so much price data here. The weekly actually looks interesting. We can see the weekly looking like it wants to start to round back up. Let's go to regular candles for a second. So this could be interesting. Okay, this could be interesting because you have an area of potential value. It looks like, right? You've made a significant retrace. You're looking like you're in some sort of wedge pattern, right? This looks like a nice little wedge setup here on PaySafe. Okay. These are my kind of trade setups, guys. You guys already know that. I like the wedges. You know, 68% of the time you break to the upside. It's pretty high probability trade setup. We'll check out Luna here in a second, all right? As long as you continue to make these higher lows, that's what we want to see in these types of wedges, right? So we got the low, we got a higher low, and so far we've made another higher low, right? Then this low, then these lows here. And if we can kind of curl around and maybe break out of this, back test it, make a continuation, that's what we're looking to see. I want to see also what kind of retrace that we did on this asset to get to this point. Hey, great, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream, guys. Hope you guys are learning a lot, and yeah, I really hope I'm having a nice impact on you guys. That's really the goal here. I want to impact as many people as I can, man. Okay. But here's the 3-day and the daily, and we've done a. Let's see. We did an 88.6% retrace. That's a very deep retrace. If I had to guess, that is probably in line with one of those harmonic structures. I'm not sure that it's a Gartley pattern, but we're gonna take a look at this real quick. So yeah, the XABCD pattern could be applicable here, right? I don't think this is a deep enough retrace, but it looks pretty close to maybe a Gartley setup within a wedge, and that's kind of what we're looking at. So these Gartleys go to 61.8%. I don't think we did that on this particular setup, but that might be something, right? This looks something like, you know, it really depends on how you draw this. Maybe this is more accurate, maybe not. But it's close, right? This was 70.6%. This was 61.8, and then up to the C, which is 61.8 or 78 to 78.6% for a Gartley. And this, yeah, it was a little shy of that. Looks like 60%. So, but 61.8 is pretty close to 59.8, right? So then we're looking at for the D retrace 127 to 161.8. So we didn't quite do that. We did an 88.6% retrace. So it's probably not the Gartley. All right, it's not the Gartley. All right, but it's definitely a falling wedge. Okay, it's definitely a falling wedge. Definitely a falling wedge. All right. All right. So Luna, we didn't cover that. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, this looks a lot like the descending broadening type structures, and I kind of had it mapped out and drawn for you guys here. We are kind of impending a death cross, but we didn't do that just yet, and we're just consolidating down here. I think we're going to get a major move here shortly from this asset. It looks to be that way anyway, especially if Bitcoin is going to continue its move up. You can see here on the daily we're sitting at 33 on the RSI, so lots of room even to run to the bullish control zone. And even if we reject it, all right, even if we reject the bullish control zone and we remain in a downtrend or bearish, we could probably see this run probably close to the 50-day moving average, which is around $11.40. All right. All right. But these patterns are typically bullish setups. Typically. I gave like a projection to the top here, and maybe we get, after we make this top, we maybe cup out to make the continuation later on. All right, now these Angel, we'll go back to in a second here, all right? So Link, we'll look at Link. So Link just beautifully following the structure, hasn't deviated from it, just continuing the higher high structure and higher low structure all the way up here. All right, nothing really unchanged here. Okay, we just need to get back above this $26 area, which if we go to the weekly chart, it looks like I had some sort of harmonic drawn on this. So that's interesting. I don't know. Let's see if we can throw this on the daily to see, or how I had this, I forget. Or maybe it was the hourly chart. Alright, so maybe not quite, but we had a big attempt at a pump here today. But yeah, if we end up breaking this spine or this resistance line, we're talking about getting back up to new all-time high, $60 here for Link. Okay. And the weekly stochastic's about to cross up here, looking really close to maybe a move back up on the weekly. Not confirmed yet. So let's start with the smaller time frames, like the daily. The daily is implying a move back up. You can see the momentum sort of weaning off here. All right. Again, this is all pending Bitcoin making its recovery. All right. But we can see that we're towards a green area here on the directional movement index, and we're going into this squeeze here on the band. All right. Yeah, Isaac, we'll look at Ravencoin here. But yeah, the daily looks like maybe a double bottom. All right. You can see this right here, right at the bottom, and the double bottom. We're at minimum going to go back up to test this neckline right here, which is right around this 34 US dollar area, and we're looking at 71% if we break back above that. All right, which would pretty much take us right where I had this planned out, right around the $60 marker. Okay. Let's see if we can do it, boys and girls. Hopefully Bitcoin continues its move up. All right, here's Litecoin. It's like a decision area here for Litecoin. The harmonics are pretty complicated. We can definitely go over those in a private session or a group session. Okay. I'm actually still learning them myself. They are pretty complicated. Okay. Sorry, I say okay a lot. Alright. So this is the pennant here on Litecoin, and we got to break back above this 185 area. If we do get a break, we're looking at 48%, 49% move from here. Pretty much bringing us above the 50-day moving average. $260 level. All right. Looks like we're going to do that. I mean, you can see the squeeze. Look at the squeeze here on Litecoin. That looks really, really tight, man. Really tight squeeze. And then Raven. Raven doing about a 50% retrace here. Again, looking like a right angle descending broadening formation here on the weekly time scale. You go to like the daily chart, you see that this maybe is starting. It's almost death crossing. Okay, almost death crossing, but it's really close. Okay, it's really close, and we could negate that structure if we break back above these areas here, right? Above 10 cents, which it looks like you could maybe get up to on this move. 70% measured move once you break this range. Okay, to break this range, it's gonna be a major move. 70%. Right, so you're looking at this falling wedge type structure, right, or a wedge type structure here that starts up here at 19 cents. So this is ultimately the target for this wedge, and then you're talking about the right angle descending broadening formation, which is what Bolkowski, where is it here? Right angled. Yeah, the right angled formations, okay? Here you go. The right angle descending broadening formations. And, you know, these are, I mean, this is, you know, obviously a bottoming formation, which in this case would be, you know, a topping formation or a continuation formation. But it's the same type of structure, right, that we're looking at right now. Let me find something that is, yes, we can follow the Bitcoin weekly close. Sure. What's up, Tall? Get some tunes back on here. 1 sec. Yeah, we have about 10 minutes for the weekly candle close here, guys. Didn't look at ETH. We can look at it here in a second. Here's ETH, holding the demand line. Right, and from bottom to top of the triangle, we're looking at 40%. We break the top side of this triangle, we're looking at 40%. Which is going to put us right back up here at 4,200 US dollars. Alright, guys. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tick the little bell. And guys, make sure you join the Discord. That is where all of the important stuff is happening in the community. That's where you can trial some of our indicators. That's where you can ask questions about our trading bots. That's where you can find the alert service where I give trade setups. Okay. Guys, just based on the daily swing, we're looking at BTC probably going back up here, right? You guys know when we get in these green band territories, what happens? These are usually bottoming formations. Bottoming formation, even though we got this major move and then Corona crash. We didn't even get to the green bands here. Like, that's how strong this move was. Green band territory, right? And if we do this, if we do go back up here, and we end up forming a new structure, okay, we can see this. Say we do come back up here, right? We break out. We get back up here. We end up using this low as our higher low before we go higher. And we break out of this major ascending triangle. Something like that, right, guys? We may not even go this low. We might even just use this low as a support, this area here. I don't know. We usually use the bot. We usually will see like 1 or 2, maybe 3 times. I would say dollar cost averaging is the way to go. Hang on just 1 second here, guys. Alright, so we patiently wait for the weekly candle close, and if you're just joining, the weekly candle close is going to close a weekly hammer candle here. Right. You guys aren't familiar with what a hammer candle is? The patternsite.com, Mr. Wilkowski himself goes through it. Alright, the hammer candle. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Yeah, I think the $43,000 area is really the area we have to watch. $42,000, $43,000 level. All right. see how we close the weekly. Looks like we're going to close a weekly bullish hammer candle here, guys. That's how she's looking right now. And we have a new weekly candle open. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for this wonderful live stream here. I hope it was wonderful. Anyway, see if we get some continuation, right? This hammer candle is pretty strong to see. We got to get back above, really we got to get back above this 46,005 area. And that's the key level to get back above. Okay. Alright, so we hold these lows. We were able to make this rally out. I think we're going to test this $42,000 area here probably today, tomorrow. Or, yeah, probably into tomorrow's session. Looks like. We might do something like this where we come back down, you know, before we really get this move going. Remember what I said, guys. As long as we close the monthly above 30,000, I think we're good to go. I think we're still good to go. All right. ADA 1-inch and engine. Sure, we'll take a look at it. So yeah, ADA just holding within this triangle here, and we're holding the demand line, right? The upsloping channel is still in existence here. You can see we're going into this squeeze. Deacon Trader, well done. Well done. Okay, so 1-inch or ADA up to this resistance area here, about $1.84. All right, and we don't know how this is going to break out, but breaks out, it's probably going to happen about halfway through, so sometime this week, we'll see. Okay. 1-inch. Yeah, like another one of these massive descending broadening structures here for 1-inch. And what was the other one? Engine coin. Same type of structure we've been looking at here on a lot of these other assets, right? These descending, broadening structures. You can see that this pattern here is holding this parabola very nicely, and as long as we end up holding these levels, as long as we hold these levels here, then we're gonna just continue to make higher prices, right? So. It's really all about what Bitcoin's doing, man. So let's just hope Bitcoin kind of makes a nice recovery, right? And on the daily, Bitcoin just crossing bullish now. Okay. All right, guys. I hope this was an informative stream for you guys, and you really take both scenarios pretty seriously. Okay. We need to really pay attention to that $42,000 to $44,000 area. That is critical that we get back above that level and make candle closures above it to negate the head and shoulders pattern setup. Okay. All right. That is all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I will be putting out some video content here on Ethereum, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That video is indicative of, obviously, further bullish price action. So that is going to be something to consider as well. If we do get up to 42 and we reject it and we make this right shoulder, obviously these predictions for upside price action are going to be kind of out the window. So obviously something you guys want to be paying very close attention to. All right. Remember, a candle closure, a 6-month candle closure above 30,000 is what we want to see, and we want to see this $42,000 to $44,000 area. We want to see that area not get rejected. All right. RSI bands free trial. Well, I'm letting the community vote. The community vote to pick what indicator they would like us to use for a free trial. All right, so make sure you guys all take a vote in the Discord. I put out a little poll for you guys, so make sure you guys check that out too in the Discord. All right, we'll catch you guys hopefully sometime this week here for a stream. All right, hopefully everyone has a wonderful week. Talk to you guys soon.